Welcome back to Miss B Makes It Easier, and we're doing a lab today on osmosis. So the aim of the lab is to investigate osmosis using a peeled potato, sugar, and water. Now, osmosis is the movement of water particles from an area where there's a high concentration of water particles to an area where there's a lower concentration of water particles across a partially permeable membrane. And so we're going to see this happening with the peeled potato, and of course we're going to use a control. So right now you should be looking at a video of me actually doing the lab, executing the lab right underneath me while I'm here talking. If it's not there, I'm sorry, but it should be there as I speak. And so you'll be watching me peeling the potato during the whole process, peeling the potato, and I'm taking my time because I don't want to cut my hand, so that would be a precaution. And then you would see me also, after I peel the potato, I try to cut it in half. Because I'm on a rocky table, this table is not so stable, I had to take my time cutting the potato as well. After cutting the potato, you would see me using a spoon to scoop it out to get a groove. Okay? I'm speaking too fast right now because I was really taking my time in the video, but this is just an overview of what you would see. So while I'm there, I'm scooping out the potato and taking my dear time. I made sure that once there was a groove made in each of the potatoes, I cut a piece off of the rounded tip to flatten it so that it could sit perfectly well inside of the bowl I had there filled with water. After doing that, I would have filled a half of the potato that would have cut with some white sugar. Brown sugar is usually better because you could see the transformation more clearly, and so I don't have brown sugar, so I had to use what I have. And so I filled one groove right to the brim with some sugar, and you would see me dusting off some of the sugar because I don't want any sugar to get into the actual water that's in the dish, because then it would change the whole point of this, because you want it to just be water, you don't want it to have some sugar, because it would change the concentration of the water. After that, I put the two potatoes, the half potatoes, inside of the water together, and the one that didn't have any sugar inside of it would serve as a control, so you can see that the sugar is actually causing the water to move from its area of high concentration of water particles to that area of low concentration of water particles, which is inside of the groove containing the sugar. The sugar is the low area of water concentration. The potato acts as a semi-permeable membrane, and that is what we're going to show here. So the aim again is to investigate osmosis using a peeled potato, sugar, and water. And hopefully at this point the lab would have been executed. So let's move on. So now, after you would have done the lab, you would need to actually write up your lab report. Okay? And here I have the template. I have this template with name, date, SBA, topic, states of matter, osmosis, and all that. Okay? Here, I'm going to write my name. So you always have to have your name. So these are the parts of the lab that you would have learned earlier. Samantha, well, let's put Miss B. Miss B. And then we have the date. Today is the 16th of September 2018. SBA, I think this will be our SBA number 3, because we did plan and design. Anyway, whatever SBA number it is for you, you just put it there. So I think I'll just leave it blank. I'm just going to leave it blank. And the topic is states of matter. So this is something we send to the children as a blank template, and then once they get it, they would just alter it how they're supposed to. And then we have the aim to investigate osmosis using a pea potato, sugar, and water. We have the apparatus, about 100 ml of water, half of a pea, so 2 halves. So 2 halves of a peeled potato, 2 teaspoons of sugar, a petri dish. If you're doing it in the lab, you use a petri dish, but since I did it at home, I use a circular container. You can see it right here. I still have it here. Right, so I use a plastic container, and you will see that I have the potatoes in there. And this is going to take a while for it to do what it has to do. And then we have the method. So the method is saying write method in past tense. So the method is given in present tense. See it right here? Okay. So you have to write everything in past tense. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So it says obtain a potato and peel it. So you're going to say a potato, I'm going to change it up, a potato, you can highlight this, control copy, a potato was obtained and peeled. See how easy that is? So it's so much easier when you type up your life. And then you say, use a knife and cut the potato in half. So a knife, you say a knife was used to cut the potato in half. And then a spoon was used. So it says use a spoon. So a spoon was used to make a groove into both halves of the potato. In one half of the potato, 2 teaspoons of sugar were added to the groove, while in the other half of the potato nothing was added. No sugar was added. Okay, full stop. And it says fill a petri dish with water and place each half of the potato into the petri dish. So a petri dish was filled with water and placed, and each half of the potato was placed into the dish. And then the experiment, so it says observe the experiment for the next 40 minutes. So you're going to say the experiment was observed for the next 40 minutes. All observations and results were recorded in an appropriate table. So that should have been written in present tense. So just a mistake on my behalf. But so all observation results were recorded in an appropriate table. Then you're going to leave a space for your diagram. So when you print it off, you're going to leave a space for your diagram. And you're going to think, so you see this right here? Delete it. So if your teacher sends you something with a little note in bold, delete it afterwards. So delete it so that it looks like it's, so it would be now your lab. So you delete it, and here you have the diagram. And so your first lab pretty much would be, the teacher should send you a template online so you can get accustomed to whatever she wants you or whatever he wants you to write in. So for me, I encourage my kids to write in PowerPoint because you can manipulate, it's easier to manipulate than Word from my experience. So you delete that and make sure you have the title down here, height in bold. Then we move on to observations. So I have it already written down for you. So in the potato so the student would have it. The student would do this by themselves, but I left it like this so that we use less time to go through this video, right? So this would obviously be blank, and for observations you only need to write 2 sentences, 1 sentence. Just write what you observe. If you only observe 2 things, write 2 things. You don't have to write a long paragraph, but you just write in your observations. Leave your paragraph writing for your discussion. Okay, that's the discussion and your reflection. So in the potato containing sugar, water entered into it, while in the potato that did not contain sugar, no water entered into it. So you'll see that, I'll show you that in probably a picture, because this is going pretty slow. So I'll probably get a picture for you. It actually like it's working. Some of the sugar is dissolving. It's moving across while nothing is in here. See? See? Nothing is in there. Okay. So you have to produce, usually when you're doing sciences, you have to produce a table of results. Always try to produce a table of results. Try to find an appropriate way to portray your results. So here we have the data and results, and always try to always give your table of results a title. So here we have table 1 showing the data obtained from the lab. Some people say data, I say data. Doesn't matter. Potato. So condition of potato with sugar and without sugar. So for the with sugar, water passes across the potato into the groove and eventually dissolve the sugar, while the potato that didn't contain any sugar, no water entered the potato at all. Potato inside stayed dry, and you can see that potato can be used to investigate osmosis. It was really cool. So now moving on to discussion. Whenever you have a discussion, whenever you're told to write a discussion, which is every single lab, first paragraph, try to introduce the topic. So if you're dealing with osmosis, give a definition for osmosis. That is very easy. So for discussion, here, it says use the questions of the guide producing your discussion. Do not write out the questions, get rid of them. So if you have a nice teacher that will give you questions to guide you along, but if you don't have a teacher, if you have a teacher that believes that, okay, you should know how to write a discussion because you were born with this information in your mind, I'm going to help you through it. Okay, so usually for a discussion, try to start off with a definition of whatever you're studying. So in this case, you're studying osmosis, or you're investigating osmosis. So divine osmosis, that's the first thing I said when I put on the camera. So you write osmosis is the movement of water particles from an area of high water concentration to an area where there is a lower concentration of water molecules across a partially permeable membrane. Okay, so there you have it. That's your first paragraph. And I find that a lot of kids these days they don't paragraph. A paragraph is a separation of thought. Like just or use commas. A paragraph you have in this case, because your discussion is not going to be very, very long. Bio's discussions are very long. But physics and chemistry, you don't have very, very long detailed discussions. You get straight to the point, you nip it in the bud, move on with your life, right? So for this, you put your definition as the first paragraph. Then space, because you want to give your discussion, you want the discussion to breathe. So here we have paragraph 2. Discuss the results of your experiment and why it happened the way it did. So, this so here, a potato is so that sounds plausible, and that just came straight out of my head. There are some people who write really good discussions, and even better than this. But this is an example, a simple example of a discussion. There was this girl that I had once in my class, and she used to write some really beautiful discussions. One of these days I'll share them with you. They were really good. They made me... They were just so well written, you know? And there are some people that are just like that. They can write really, really good discussions. And it might be better than you as a teacher. If you're a teacher watching this, it might be better than you as a teacher. And what I would say to you is to let these children read their discussions to the class. If you have time, let them read the discussions to the class, and let them give the class an idea of how a discussion should be written. They just have the it factor for that. It's just, you don't even have to teach them. When you teach them once and they get it and they put it in such a way that it's like butter on bread, it's just so good. It's just so good. It's like the feeling you get when you eat buttered bread. It's a nice warm feeling, like you reach out to someone. Okay, so now a limitation. Give one limitation. A limitation is something that could have caused the experiment not to go the way that you wanted it to go. And usually in these cases, I would say the age of the potato. Once it's things like these, organic things, you know, the age of the potato may have caused the experiment not to may have caused. So the age of the potato may have caused poor results. Might have caused bad results. So precautions, produce precautions. I gave the first one. My limitation, age of potato may have caused poor results because it might have, because of the age of it, you would have been unable to have water passing through it properly. Could have been dying. So produce two precautions. The knife was handled with care, and the next one is. That's another one. The knife was handled with care, and the potato was handled with care. You can even put water was poured into the petri dish carefully. Yeah, so you can write that too. So the potato was handled with care, and 3, water was poured into the petri dish carefully. Okay, so you only need 2 precautions, but I gave you 3 as just a guide. Hopefully that helps. So in conclusion, a potato may be used to investigate osmosis using sugar and water, and then you put your reflection. Actually, put your reflection before your conclusion, because to conclude means to end, right? Control copy, control cut, and so your reflection, and then you put your conclusion. So in reflection, it says, apply to real life. Here's an example. Use a textbook or concise text that I give you homework from just a while ago. So that is for my students. Use a textbook to find a way. So here's one. Now I know. So this is the only one, the only part of the SBA where you can use first person. You can talk about yourself. You can use the pronouns I, we. You can use all of that. So it says, now I know why salt can kill snails and slugs when it is sprinkled on their bodies. When salt is sprinkled onto slugs and snails, it causes water to be drawn outside of their bodies because of the concentrated solution that salt causes outside of their bodies. Kind of redundant, but get points up. The slugs and snails will die of dehydration if they lose too much water. So, and if you add a lot of salt to a slug or a snail, eventually you will see them just get smaller and smaller. Smaller is like a really fast version of what would happen if you use popper strips in salty solution. It's a really fast version using an animal, which is really sad. And so eventually the slug will die. If you don't wash off the salt fast enough, the slug will die. That's it. That's how you write your lab. And because we did a long lab, look at what happened. It dissolved. Yay! It dissolved. See right here? It dissolved. It dissolved. And it worked. And there's nothing inside the empty hole there. And there's sugar. So, yeah. Alright. Thanks for watching. See you around next time. Good night. So, here's the lab. As written. But as I said, you would print it off and pretty much make sure you draw the picture on it. And here's the part. So you have the observation, data and results, discussion, notations, precautions, reflection, conclusion, and I've already discussion to you. So here goes quickly before I leave. Osmosis is the movement of water particles from an area of high water concentration to an area where there is a lower or low concentration of water molecules across a partially permeable membrane. The experiment demonstrated how a potato may be used to investigate osmosis. The potato was the partially permeable membrane, while the sugar was the area of a low concentration of water molecules, and the water served as the area of high concentration of water molecules. In the potato groove containing the sugar crystals, the water moved across the potato to equilibrate the water concentration. However, in the potato without sugar crystals, no water entered the groove. This proves that potato is a good base for investigating osmosis. And that's pretty much what I wrote for the discussion. Alright, so good night. I think I've spoken enough. Bye.